Sentence fragments is going to be our next piece of grammar we're going to be looking at, and it is very common for everyone to create sentence fragments, and we just don't know that we're creating them. So we're going to learn some different ways to identify what a sentence fragment is and how to fix them. So a sentence fragment is just an incomplete sentence. There's something missing. You can read it and hopefully you ask yourself, what's wrong? This doesn't sound right. I don't know what someone's doing. I don't know where they're going. So all a sentence fragment is, it's an incomplete sentence, an incomplete thought. And the length of it is not a determiner if it's a sentence fragment or not. If you'll notice on the left, sentences are independent. They need nothing else to make itself complete. It has a subject and a verb, and it can stand alone by itself. Whereas a fragment is a dependent clause, which means it needs something else to make it complete. Now, a fragment may have a subject and a verb, but if you'll remember when we talked about the amoebas, those may be at the very beginning of the sentence, and if so, then typically you will have a fragment if you end with a period. And also, fragments cannot stand alone. Again, they need something else to make it complete. So, for example, is it late? Or it is late, excuse me. That is a sentence. We have our subject, it, our verb, is, and we ask ourselves, is it a complete thought? Yes, it is. We have no need to ask who, what, anything like that. We all know that it is a complete thought. And the second one, since it is late, we have our subject it, our verb is, but then is it a complete thought? No, because we have no idea what happened because it was late. And there are three reasons for creation of sentence fragments. The first reason is your subject is missing. You have no one doing anything in your sentence, and this is the one that I see the most often. For example, went to the mall to buy a gift. Well, we have no idea who went to the mall to buy a gift, so you fix that by putting in a subject. So you could say, my friend went to the mall to buy a birthday gift. The second one is that the verb or part of a verb phrase is missing. Usually everyone does include verbs in their sentences, so this is probably the one that I see less often. But, for example, the car sputtering and shaking at every red light. That does have a verb, sputter and shake. But you need the other part of the verb phrase. You would have to say the car was sputtering and shaking at every red light. Putting that was in there makes this fragment into a sentence. And the last one, the independent clause may be missing. For example, because my favorite television show has been canceled. Again, that starts with one of those amoebas, and if it does, you need to add a complete thought, complete sentence, independent clause to the end of that fragment. The same goes with the second one, feeling tired after a long day at the office. You would need to add who was feeling tired after a long day at the office. Now it's time for you to practice. All you have to tell me is if 1 through 5 are sentences or if they are fragments. Now there are a few ways to fix fragments. You can add words. For example, quickly throw a blanket over the fire. You would tell me who threw the blanket over the fire, and you would put the babysitter. You can change or eliminate words. Although rain had been predicted for days, you could change that to rain had been predicted for days. Or you can attach the fragment to the sentence that comes before it or after it. So you can just join the fragment to the next sentence. And the coach assigned the starting position to Carolyn, the fastest sprinter on the team. So all we do is we just combine those two to make a complete thought. What you'll need to do with this practice is you will need to correct all of the sentence fragments. Each and every one of these are sentence fragments, so you'll need to correct them in the way that you see fit.